Hello everyone, I'm Renee Lobo. In the latest update on the lawsuit filed against the Consul General of India in New York, Ambassador Prabhu Dayal, by his former domestic assistant, Ms. Santosh Bhardwaj, the counsel for Mr. Prabhu Dayal is now Attorney Russell Rosen. I briefly spoke to him on the phone, and Attorney Russell Rosen said to me, quote, "There is no settlement on the table." I also spoke with the Legal Aid Society of New York City. The attorney representing Ms. Santosh Bhardwaj is Ms. Hollish Fitch, and she said there was no further comment on this case. Mr. Ravi Batra, who was attorney for Consul General Prabhu Dayal earlier when Ms. Santosh Bhardwaj filed the case against Consul General on June 20th, has made this statement, which reads as follows. As you know, I was personally requested by Ambassador Dayal the evening of June 20th to represent him in an emergency situation. And after intensive due diligence, he said, and I had to address the week-long media storm. Happily, the emergency is now over as of June 27, 2011, and things are stable. The Indian government will retain counsel for him. He's a dear family friend, and I have been honored to accept his invitation and protect him in his time of need. According to a leading Indian newspaper, it says out-of-court settlement is being considered, but I just spoke with the new attorney for Mr. Prabhu Dayal, Mr. Russell Rosen, who just told me that no settlement is on the table. I'm talking now to Attorney Anand Ahuja, who has a master's in international business law as well as labor laws. Mr. Ahuja, tell us what's your take on the settlement issue?
Renu, first of all, it's a privilege and honor to be on your show again. Before I make any statement, I'd like to make a disclaimer that I am here on your show today, not in the capacity of either Ambassador Prabhu Dayal's attorney or for the attorney for the this lady who has filed a lawsuit against Ambassador Prabhu Dayal. I am here purely for an academic discussion on this particular issue. As far as your question, settlement is concerned, settlements are always welcomed, liked, and if I'm permitted to say, to the extent of saying, loved by all the parties, including judges. Courts say welcome settlement. So settlement any time during the trial, before the trial, settlements are always welcomed, provided the terms of the settlement are honorable to both the parties. So right now I do not know exactly where this case stands, because my information, whatever is, based upon the media reports. As I said in the very beginning, I am not attorney for Ambassador Prabhu Dayal. I am not attorney for this lady who has filed a lawsuit against Ambassador Prabhu Dayal. So whatever information I have based upon the media reports.
Right. Now, we know that from Mr. Prabhu Dayal's lawyer, the former Mr. Ravi Batra, the attorney, said that the passport was kept in a safe and a secure place. Can the consulate hold the domestic assistance passport, even though it's kept in a safe and secure place?
Again, I'm not quite sure what Attorney Ravi Batra's statements are actually, but again, based upon the media reports, what I have read in the newspapers, the statement goes like this, that and it's Ambassador Prabhu Dayal's statement, that I kept her passport in my safe custody because it was for the purpose of safe custody. There are a lot of issues involved. Say, for example, you are holding a passport of your family member, or you are holding a passport of your close friend with the consent of that family member, or with the consent of that particular friend for the safe custody purpose. It's a different meaning. But if you are holding somebody's passport, especially, let's talk in reference to this particular case, if the person left your employment in January, February 2010, and it's more than 1.5 years now, and passport is still in your custody, whether it is in your custody or not, that's totally different point. If, let's say, if I were Ambassador Prabhu Dayal's attorney, I would have advised him, don't make a statement like this, because making a statement like this, that I am holding her passport, irrespective of your motives or intentions, reflects a kind of admission on your part that passport is still in your custody. So if I were his attorney, I would have advised him, make a statement like this to the media. It was 1.5 years back. She left my employment. I don't know. I mean, is it she kept her passport with me? I don't recall. That would have been a more diplomatic response, leaving a lot of work for Ms. Bhardwaj's attorney to do discovery, deposition.
Well, if Ms. Bhardwaj abandoned her employment with the Consul General, and if he's kept the passport in a safe and secure place, why would you say it's a reflection of admission of something which is not?
But you are admitting that passport is still in my custody, because holding somebody's passport in your custody, as per the laws of this land, you are putting a restraint on somebody's freedom. And my understanding is that even in India, you cannot hold somebody's passport in your custody, because it is considered as if restraint on somebody's freedom.
Passport. This was a official white passport.
Right. So then the question is,
if given to the staff,
irrespective of its, irrespective of what kind of passport is, either you can cancel the passport. In 2010, when February 2010, when she left your employment, either you cancel the passport, give her a legal notice. If you do not know her whereabouts, where she is, give a notice by publication. Put the notice in newspapers. You are hereby given a notice. If you do not come and collect your passport, or your passport is being cancelled.
According to Mr. Batra, I think Mr. Prabhu Dayal did, notify the Indian government that she had left him.
As I said, that I am not Ambassador Prabhu Dayal's attorney, so I exactly do not know whether any notice was given to the Department of State here, or any notice was given to the Foreign Affairs Ministry in India. My response to your question is based upon, when you ask me this question, holding of somebody's passport, right? So holding of somebody's passport without that person's consent or will tantamounts to putting a restraint on somebody's freedom.
Now, Ms. Bhardwaj abandoned her employment in January of 2010 with Consul General Mr. Prabhu Dayal, and then she allegedly worked illegally for an illegal employer. Can one deport her while the federal case is pending?
First of all, again, I know as per the media reports that she abandoned Ambassador Prabhu Dayal's services in January 2010, and then she disappeared. I am not.
Former lawyer for Mr. Prabhu Dayal, Mr. Ravi Batra, and Mr. Dayal had said that they would like to seek her, deportation. And there was a letter sent to Homeland Security as well, Ms. Janet Napolitano, requesting them to deport her. Can one deport a person at the time when federal case is pending?
Honestly speaking, I would not pass a judgment on...
But you have made a statement in one of the leading newspapers on this.
Right, I'm coming back to that. So as far as Ambassador Prabhu Dayal's judgment is concerned, or his attorney Ravi Batra's judgment is concerned, I will not make any comment on that. I will just express my opinion, and my opinion is, number one, if there is a pending lawsuit, and you, like in this kind of situation, if you are writing a letter to the Secretary Homeland Securities for the deportation of a plaintiff, or for that matter, deportation of a material witness in the case, it reflects your obstructing justice, because you are not letting the other person have a fair trial. It reflects as if your action is nothing but an act of retaliation. Why this letter was not written in 2010, January or February, when she actually disappeared, abandoned your services, why this letter is today, The question is, there are millions of illegal immigrants in this country, majority of them living in New York, and majority of them illegal immigrants living in New York, majority of them is of Indians. So my question is, how many letters were written by Attorney Ravi Batra for deportation of these illegal immigrants living in New York to Secretary of State if he's so much concerned about presence of illegal immigrants in this country? And if the answer is none, and this is the only case, then it reflects as if it is nothing but an action of retaliation. The only reason we are writing this letter to the Secretary of Homeland Security is because you have filed a lawsuit against our Honorable Ambassador Prabhu Dayal.